I come from a shadowed world, becalmed before this next apocalypse. But I spill with Gnostic fire, whispers of what's to come, tumultus et penitentia. So our ritual will go like this: Canis, lupus, and everything under this lunatic fringe, where Majesty's bones wither, unbound, velvet, sex in opposition, darkening. Our burdens, murderous envy seethes, idolatrous and shame transfixed. For fallen would these remains repair to Harley's jellied sunken deep. Shards waspish and chitin jade, but haunted shrouds as lace. Cadavers bound to stranger suns, crow dead, ancestral, floundering. Fury, unsheathed, flamed, now bathes in tepid lust's stagnant vapour, festering distant starlit fields, their pallor stripped and void. Phlegm, fly-blown nutmeg sweet, clings suppurating warm in gloam beneath. Now, crystals birthed of permafrost become, out from an innermost light, earth then and root. But do you see this thorny briar, where horned hern, who'd learned little on his wild hunts, had hanged himself again, just a low witch's stang? See this knotted tangle where men and gods have died? All right. Here's our tale within a tale. Under boughs, let's have our story there. Twisting elms rake shadows across a weave of bracken. Dew damp with fairy secret, yielding to clumsy footfall and cunning as youth. There's music, and it's weird with phantom, the chirp of starlings and slop as pondweed, the brittle snap of windfall kindling. And then these terrible children, their brutal tonguing bent her. She, seductress and crone both, is the fascination that comes with fetish. They have come to her here, this magic cottage. Its sickly nose is putrescence and cinnamon and thick with spice, bitter like caramel. They come all trepidation, appalled, intoxicated, shrinking from the dew of this her fairy tale. Breathless and stinking with fear, forest filth, and the cloy of dank things. Arousal swells, chants awakenings like liminal seasons fade. Even the overgrowth's deceptive. This crooked path's well trod enough by time and by tradition. Vague evocations of shared folk memory at the threshold. Some crossroads, you know, turn inward. There's hot scented oil and gingerbread, of course, and the bleached skulls of ravens. The earthen floor is strewn with fledgling feather, ground bone and ash. blotted here and there now by darker stains. And the terrible children look for a moral there in vain. Now you ask quite reasonably, who am I? Well, my forest is very old. It's green and it's purple. And sometimes it smells like candy. There's mist, sunken gauze like nightgowns, and dew on the leaves, and moonlight that marks the way. Don't run far, I do remember they called, and I haven't really. A season after, maybe two, something did turn from that path, deep in the woods, away from the laughter and the songs, the warm glow of a candle, baking bread and once upon a time. Snow covered everything, blue winter's hold. I then lean as willow and twice as cold. I saw the butcher's corpse steam in the chill night, eviscerated and rose red against virgin snow. Men came as they will, all wide-eyed and shitting with terror. They were far from the path then, and I was gone. But old now, old as the oak and the holly, trapped in a lace of web. I do still remember a half-glimpsed blue fairy girl in diaphanous silk, hair ink as the witching owl. Now ivy's choked wild across this cottage. The low-walled garden, that garden where the path goes. There's sadness and there's ghosts. I see myself sometimes gnarled and scowling and lips sharp over ruined teeth. And I strain sometimes to pull the skin from a rabbit. Pot of carrots and barley on the range, and the white-handled blade bloody. Oh my, they whisper, wringing their hands at my threshold. What big eyes you have. Anyway, this celebrant of our darker half, Kerninos, that's waning, begs of you a moment more, infernal as our aim needs framing. I'm the serpent, adder and mythic worm, scales and leather. I am what's forgotten in monotheistic heaven. Be wild and pagan. Dwell at this turning, intersections chill, where endless black envelops mountains still, where longing basks in hedonistic gloss, and supple folds enshroud lithe limbs as moss. Exist supine then, languid under oak, shape sigils out of hazel's heady smoke. Ensorcelled gods writhe orgiastic, slick perspiration lubricates night's wick. But here where winter agonized spends ice across dead forests, hardened nor enticed by promised jewels that hang as waxen fruits, do warmer fronds caress spring's pregnant shoots. This horned beast's labors silences earth's cries, while chaotic spirals tattoo nature's thighs.